This is the cushion we are going to be recovering. I made this cushion about 4 years ago when I was just starting in my upholstery journey. There's a lot of stuff that I'm not a huge fan about with this cushion. It's mainly sat on the top of my fridge for the cat, so that's what those holes were. They like to bite the corners. You can see the bunchiness in the top stitch on the corners, some loose threads, uneven stitching. And it's overall just mediocre, not really good looking. So this is going to serve a great purpose as to show how to redo a simple cushion. Now I'm taking the staples off here, and you can see the staples are pretty spread apart. Usually what I like to do is keep about a 1/4 inch in between the staples. It's not a very glamorous process. Now I'm not going about these staples as efficient as I could, considering I'm only using a screwdriver. There are actual staple removing tools you can buy online that are a lot better, but if you don't have these tools, you can use what you have in your garage, just tools laying around, perfectly fine. That's what I'm using. Now, I know the majority of people don't necessarily have an industrial sewing machine in their garage. I was lucky enough to have this one gifted to me by my dad once I got out of the Marine Corps. Brand new, this machine costs about $2,000. You can find them for pretty good deals online. I've seen a lot on Marketplace for under $1,000. They are still quite expensive, but I believe it is a valuable investment.
We don't have any glue.
What I'm doing here is I'm removing the foam. Now, if the majority of you are trying this, you shouldn't need to do this. You should be good to just steam your foam. Now, I did go out to get some glue the next day, and I'll explain why we need that later. Now, as you saw in the beginning of the video, the board was poking out a lot on the boxing, and it just looked really bad. This foam is actually a little too small for this board. So I'm cutting down the board to be a little bit smaller, and I'm going to reshape the foam to fit it a little bit better. Now here I'm cutting out the board. I'm using my nice expensive Ryobi jigsaw I got for 25 bucks at Lowe's. I try and use these clamps to hold the board in place. It doesn't really work out that well, but this just goes to show you you don't need the most expensive tools to do these. You can get away with just your basic tools. I just use this Ryobi, and to pull out staples, all I had was a little screwdriver. Now here, I'm going to sand it down. You can see where the jigsaw kind of created all these scraps. Because this is plastic, they did melt a little bit. We just want to try and sand this down using 120 grit. It's just what I had in the garage. Anything will do if you can get it nice and smooth. So that's what I'm doing here. We don't want the edges to be super sharp, because with this vinyl over time, it can poke through and rip. You'll see that a lot on boats, especially if the board is a little too big. Now, this board is 3/4 inch. Usually, you'll use 1/2 inch. This is what I just had laying around when I was first practicing this years ago. Now, you may not need to go all out like I am, and I wouldn't recommend it if you're getting your cushions off of your boat. A lot of times you can get away with steaming, and you can see the foam actually growing a tiny bit here. I've seen some foam grow up to 1.5 inches. Some stuff really does rejuvenate with steam. Now, this stuff doesn't move hardly at all, so that's a pretty good indicator this foam is shot. But for the purpose of this video, it will do just fine. Now right here, I am tracing out the foam so I can cut it to fit the board nicely. I like to keep it about a 1/2 inch poking out from the edges of the board, just so when we put the vinyl on, we have a little bit of compression and it really fills out the cushion nicely. All I'm doing is just holding the Sharpie on the edge of the board and just roughly drawing a 1/2 inch. Now, if you're like me and you're always going on YouTube to learn how to do things, and you have a question you can never find the answer to, please leave a question down in the comments. I will be more than happy to answer it. I know how frustrating it can be to try and find the answer to a question you have, and it just does not exist. I actually have that issue. I'm trying to figure out something with my microphone, and for the life of me, I can't figure it out. So please feel free to ask any questions, and I will do my best to answer them, maybe in a reel, and I can show you exactly in a video. I don't have any fancy tools by any means. This is actually just a simple turkey cutter I got from Walmart, and it does just fine actually. Now, my cuts aren't going to be completely straight as you can see right there, but because we keep it about a half inch poking out from the board, it will all compress just the same and it will be just fine. Now, it's about time to glue the foam to the board. I went to Lowe's and just got this simple Gorilla spray glue. It does just fine of holding. It is not the best stuff by any means, but it's what was available to me. Now, this Gorilla Glue does just fine. It's not my favorite because it starts leaking these giant nasty boogers you have to pick at the end of the day, and it's honestly pretty gross and it gets everywhere. So I don't recommend that stuff, but in a pinch it works just fine as you see me using here. Now here's what the foam looks like glued to the board. It's not perfect by any means, but it is protruding over all edges of the board, which is what we're wanting. Now, for a lot of you, you don't need to do everything I did with cutting the board and the foam. Your cushion will already look like this. You can give it a steam and it should be good to go. What I'm doing here is I'm tracing the board. We don't want to go off of the foam. We want the foam to be bigger than everything so it can compress. So I'm tracing the perimeter of the board. That is where I'm going to actually put my stitch. Now here I'm just adding a seam allowance. I usually like to add about a half-inch seam allowance. I have on my sewing machine a little line marked so I can keep the edge of the material in line with that, and I know I'm going to be sewing a half inch, which is why I love to use a half inch for everything. Now, when I go to cut out the boxing, I'm actually going to make it quite long, longer than I actually need it to be, because we are going to be stapling the bottom of it. Because the foam is 2 inches and the board is 3/4, I'm making this 4.5 inches just so I have plenty of excess to actually grab and staple and pull. Now what I'm doing here is I am finding the spot I want to seam my boxing. Usually I just keep it in the back part of the cushion that isn't going to be seen and I just center it as good as I can, which in this case I'm folding it in half. Now when you're sewing it down, I like to leave a little bit excess so we actually have some material to play with when we do go to sew it down. But all we need to do here is just keep the materials in line with each other, follow that half-inch mark on my sewing machine so I know we're sewing on the right line, and sew around the thing. Now you see me cutting right here. That just makes going around corners like this a lot easier and smoother. Instead of having to stretch the fabric, it has these slits so it can spread apart a lot nicer, and it just allows for a way better stitch. Because I'm just a super genius, my camera died and I did not get the recording of me top stitching this, but all I did was top stitch it in a different direction. If you look back in the beginning of the video, I top stitched on the top material, the main body of the cushion, which causes it to be a little bit bunchy in the corners like you saw. All I did differently was flip it the other way and top stitch on the boxing, which allows it to sit a lot better and allows for a much nicer finish. Now, this is just how I personally have learned how to do upholstery, and the method that I've found out works best for me. You may do things a little different than me, and that is just fine because honestly, at the end of the day, what really matters is if you're happy with your final product. Now, one thing I did not mention earlier in the video is the material I'm using. The vinyl for this cushion is actually Sequest, and the color is too white. It's just a nice, simple, bright white cushion. You find it a lot on boats that come out of the factory. It's just a pretty overall medium grade material. If you've noticed my white table in the background the entire video, I actually used an off-white Sequest to cover it, which also works great. Now, this part is my favorite, getting to staple the cushion. And again, I didn't get the initial footage of me getting these staples in. You see me removing my first staples I put in. I put in those a little bit deeper just so I can get the material situated and make sure it actually fits to my liking. Now, this is the part where you can really start seeing the cushion come together. Now, you can still see the board a little bit in the corners, not nearly as much, and they are very much more aligned than the cushion was originally. A way I could have avoided that is by using new foam. As you saw when I was steaming it, this foam just stay really compressed and just isn't the best. For the purpose of the video, the foam did just fine, and the cushion looks a million times better. It's still not perfect by any means. It has its few little things I notice about it, especially those corners where the board is. But all in all, it is a completely different cushion, and I am very happy with it. What I would recommend is ordering new foam. If you go to steam your foam and you see it doesn't expand a lot, just like it did mine, that means the foam is pretty shot and it just lost its compression. There's hundreds of types of foam out there. What I like to use is just a nice medium compression. I don't like a foam that's too soft. If you like sit on it, then you bottom out and feel the board. I also don't like foam that's way too hard and just doesn't give any cushion. I like a nice medium foam. That's what I use on a lot of my jobs, and I find it works best. Now here you can see the cushion looks way better, and you can see the top stitch is on the boxing, and it just allows for it to sit much nicer. Now you can see here I have the cushion with my garage door open in natural light, and it's just an overall good looking cushion now. Everything's nice and even and straight. There's no crooked stitching, and the top stitching is done the right way. And all in all, it's just a significant improvement on this cushion. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you for watching. I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, be sure to drop a like and a subscribe. If you like this, I'm sure you'll like some of my other video where I'll be doing similar stuff, maybe more in detail, and answering some questions that I may get along the way. And I'll see y'all next time.